Microphone test. 1 2 1 2. Hello. Yes, it is me. Once again on the microphones. Exactly. Hello, everyone. This is Julius from Bumbling Cinema with a podcast. Oh, are you okay?
I think I'm fine.
You're sitting on an amp, so you're gonna.
Well,
you're gonna do
this
great.
Thing is like trying to climb up my ass, but.
Do you want a pillow?
Actually, that would be very helpful.
All right. Well, here, why don't you take? No, don't take that one. That's a good one.
Holy shit! Is that a?
Yes, it is.
Whoa.
Hello, I am Julius with Bumbling Cinema with Sebastian here doing a podcast, and he's currently holding a custom pillow depicting our film Golden Hour, which was given to me by the main actor Veronica for Christmas.
Oh,
why
pretty cool.
don't you grab that pillow over there for your ass?
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whichever feels comfy to you. Yeah, be careful with the wire. Yeah,
Wire?
sit down.
Oh.
The wire for the microphone.
The wire.
Okay. You've done this before.
I have not.
Oh.
This is my first time.
Oh, well, as a newbie, I need to tell you as a veteran that I've missed doing podcasts in this regard. On this channel, there are plenty of podcasts about films. But in a previous life, I did podcasts like every week with different people, including yourself. And I listened to some of them, and they were really fun.
Yeah, they are.
A lot of them were just lots of fun to listen to, including like the Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Oh yeah.
And Truth or Drink. Back then, do you remember that one?
Oh God, I think I do.
Cards Against Humanity. With
me
Andrew.
Trying to finish my chemistry assignment last minute.
Those were really good times, and I've been wanting to get back into podcasting lately. I've taken a bit of a sabbatical from content creation on this channel, but here we are. We're gonna talk about a film.
What was the last podcast you did?
Well, technically, I was doing like comic book centric ones, which I plan to continue over Zoom. And the last one like this that I did was probably an X-Men one in July, I think.
Sure.
And before that, like Godfather, I talked about The Godfather, talked about Barbie with Jessica, talked about Pulp Fiction for your birthday.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Wait, no, didn't we talk about... Oh, we were going to talk about the Batman film before, and then that didn't happen. Okay, that's
we
why.
we were gonna film that discussion.
Yes, we were.
And we filmed
the intro
of it,
which we're gonna play now.
I'm happy for you.
It's wonderful. It feels good.
We've all known it for years.
And you have two goth baddies at once. Hello, everyone. My name is Julius, and we are here once again. All right, I'm gonna take it again because Brian was fucking talking.
Fucking Brian.
Can you believe it?
No.
Talking about goth baddies. I must speak.
Okay.
We're not getting this done today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julius, and I am here once again with a podcast about a film. It's been a minute, and I am here once again with two fellows who think they're funny. It's very interesting how funny they think they are. We're gonna put it
out of focus now.
Wait, what? No, I'm in.
No, he's still in focus.
Am I in focus?
Yeah, you are.
Fuck you, man. Are you in focus? Oh, wait, let me check the focus for you. I'm Julius, and I'm here with Brian. And I'm also here with Sebastian. Sebastian, your camera's over here.
He's in focus.
No, I genuinely think you might be out of focus.
No, he is in focus.
Look at my eyes. Am I in focus?
Yeah, he's clear.
Okay.
He's clear.
I can't tell from over here.
You want to switch up real quick?
No. Okay. I'd rather continue with the podcast.
No, okay.
I mean, you're in focus.
No,
Sure.
Yeah, my finger's not in focus.
Okay.
Is this finger in focus?
It's this one. I guess this one's...
I guess I'm just going blind.
I am blind. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's
no,
crazy.
you're good. You're good.
I'm good?
Yeah, he's just distracting us.
He's
preventing the podcast.
Welcome to the new majority with Sebastian Casanova. We're here to talk politics and get very encapsulated within the discussion. Before we start our film today, we're gonna talk a little bit about you guys. I'm very excited. It's been a minute since I've talked to Sebastian over the mics, because Sebastian has been gone.
Yeah.
He's been out of state. So how are you feeling?
No, I was saying.
Me?
Yeah.
In what sense?
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
You're okay?
I'm doing okay.
That's great. Brian, how about you? You have you're masked up.
I know, the world's gone to hell.
Oh,
once I mask up.
It's actually gone to hell this time?
No, I'm doing pretty good.
You look like you're ready for the pandemic.
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, that was a riveting conversation. Thank you.
So exciting. So full of
So full of energy.
and intimate details.
Ignore this podcast.
Ignore this podcast.
I used to be good at this.
I'm going to
Used
continue
to?
ignoring it.
Well, we're here to talk about film. Watch a film first. We're here to watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which is a movie that I think you guys are very familiar with.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. It's a really fun classic. What about the film do you guys like in particular?
It's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I got.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite bit from the film?
The witch scene. The witch scene.
The witch scene?
Yeah.
Which scene?
The witch.
Which one?
Bunha! Does that jog your memory?
Yes, the Trump scene, the Trump rally scene.
Yes.
Yes. That's a really good scene.
That's exactly it.
Very foretelling.
Yeah.
Now, were you surprised that we didn't see any red caps in that scene?
I was a little bit. A little
disturbed about that?
Yeah, but the people were covered in shit and dirt, and that reminded me of how Trump is covered in orange Cheeto dust.
Well,
so I think that's a nice
point.
homage to Trump.
It was a very fortuitous
and his
film.
supporters. They're covered in filth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's very telling.
It is.
Of where we were headed as a society, that scene. Brian, what do you think about
we really do live in a society.
We live in a society. Brian, what do you think about what Sebastian just said about this great film that essentially called Trump supporters mud people?
I find it very interesting. A very interesting thing.
Do you disagree or do you
I
agree? I mean, you're wearing a mask, so you clearly disagree with the sentiment.
I don't have or don't disagree as well.
A little
in between.
A centrist.
A centrist.
I am a centrist.
Gross.
I know.
Very interesting. The last podcast I had both you guys on, well, it was the Joker one, but aside from that, the one that I really enjoy listening to is the Life of Brian podcast, which is a really fun one.
Yeah.
Because
Life
you
of
guys,
Brian is amazing.
it's a great film, but you guys in that
It's my favorite
podcast,
Monty Python movie.
over this one.
Well,
and
'Cause my
that's
name's in it.
legitimate, of course, but you guys in that discussion really go at it in regards to religion. So in this one, you guys are going to go at it in terms of politics. We just had the election, which was fantastic, by the way. A great Tuesday, a strong one, if you will. So we're going to film you guys.
Wiser words I've never known about Professor.
We're going to film you guys going at it.
Oh my god.
About politics.
Okay.
Poor Sebastian.
Okay.
He does not want to be here.
Sebastian.
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
I can have a conversation about politics. I think I'm ready.
Well, the problem
I think I've had enough time to process the election results.
The problem is that I don't think Monty Python and the Holy Grail is really the right film to get you in the political mood.
Oh, anything can get me there.
Well, it's not about it specifically. It gets, it deals with social, constructs and problems within Monty Python and the Holy Grail and classism, sure, but a movie that really does it better, in my opinion, and a movie that we're going to watch instead.
Oh, fuck.
Is called, are you ready?
No.
The Batman.
I'm Batman.
So you're going to sit here
and
watch The Batman.
Yes.
Are we actually?
Yes. Get ready.
Get ready.
Gonna leave.
Look, I don't need to watch the movie. I'll already tell you my thoughts.
We're doing it. Here we go.
I'm being trolled right now.
We're watching.
I'm being fucking trolled right now.
My TV turned off automatically, but we're going on the max.
Sony.
Sony.
Select audio
Look, I'll tell you everything you need to know about
his
Batman.
Face right now.
He's a billionaire who uses his money to dress up in spandex and beat up homeless people instead of using his
Our
wealth
hero.
that he didn't earn to actually help improve Gotham systematically and systemically. Yeah, his parents fucking died.
He's not a victim of circumstance?
Bourgeois. No.
The Bourgeois.
Fuck them. Fuck him.
The last film we talked about was Joker.
Fuck.
And now we're going to come full circle talking about the Batman with
Thank God we
Sebastian.
skipped the second Joker.
I mean, Brian's masked up. He's ready. He's ready to take on crime and beat the proletariat into submission.
This is a joke.
It is. It's not even queued up.
It really is. My TV turns off.
League Pass. All hoops half price.
All right, we'll see you after the screening. All right, so you owe me for that because I had everything set up. It was a month ago. I had everything set up.
You told me we were going to watch Monty Python, and I planned for my day to watch Monty Python and a podcast, and then I get here and I have to sit through a 3-hour Batman film, which was okay.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. Before you get ahead of yourself and get too excited or upset.
Okay.
Part of the element of surprise is you not knowing what's going to happen, okay? Part of a prank, hashtag prankster, is you not knowing the full extent of my plans, okay?
Sure, okay.
Which makes it funny, especially in that clip.
So you think you're God now?
I am.
You think you can act in mysterious ways and have no consequences?
Well, you know something?
La-dee-da.
'Tis the season. When it comes to the Christmas season and everything about it.
Sure.
Is there a film you have seen set during the Christmas era that you care enough to bring up?
That I care enough about? I don't know. I guess when I watch films, I don't think of them like, oh, I'm gonna watch a Christmas film, right? For example, not Schrodinger, fucking that fool with the 3 ghosts of future present.
A Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what it's called.
I mean, I've watched that one.
Right.
And
you didn't care about it.
I actually didn't like it.
Really?
The animation. The animation I wasn't a big fan. It's the same thing with the Polar Express.
Oh, you watched that 3D animated one with Jim Carrey in it.
Yes.
That was a bizarre time for animated kids films.
Yeah,
where they tried to. It was like the Uncanny
Valley.
Yeah,
100%. So I was never really into those. And I mean, I've watched. Gosh, I mean, there's movies that have Christmas as a motive, or not a motive, but as a little theme.
Yeah.
That movie about the father and a stepfather, and they're trying to fight each other for who likes the children, who likes them better. I don't know if you know what movie I'm talking. I don't know.
Star Wars.
Sure. Star Wars.
Episode 4.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I remember that scene.
You remember that one. Anyways. I guess.
Wait, let me call Brian.
I guess.
Real quick.
I guess I don't care about movies enough to notice whether they're Christmas or not. So that is the answer. That is the long answer to that question.
Isn't that like saying I don't remember putting my hands on the steering wheel while driving? It's like something that's so obvious you just don't register it. Because when you watch A Christmas Carol, you're watching a Christmas film.
Well, yeah,
but you just don't care enough.
Yeah.
To let the information seep in.
I guess so.
Right.
I mean, I remember the plot of the movie.
So you remember that oxygen exists, but you don't care enough to not breathe.
To not breathe? Yeah. Well, I'm always breathing. Okay.
Right.
I mean, I guess it would be more akin to when you're driving and even though you're paying attention to the road and staying in your lane and etc., you forget that you drove. And so it's a time lapse happened between when you last paid attention. When you last were conscious that you were driving.
I see.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes.
Okay.
It happens to me every single time I drive.
Oh God.
But here's the main point
uh-huh.
of this whole thing, Sebastian, is that there are more important things in your life than films. That's what you're saying.
Sure, yeah.
Right. That's offensive. And it's not within the holiday spirit.
Okay.
Look at what I'm dressed as.
I see what you're dressed as.
I have a holiday sweater that has Star Wars on it.
And you have
Santa hat.
you have a blasphemous pin on your fucking sweater.
Yeah, it says I hate the Joker.
And how fucking dare you?
Well, we are talking about the Batman. Am I supposed to be for the Joker?
Yes, and you're supposed to hate Batman.
Well, I don't hate Batman. I like
Wait,
Batman.
that does say I hate Batman.
No, it says I hate the Joker.
No, it says I hate Batman, and underneath it says the Joker, as in like the movie.
No, it says I hate the Joker.
It says I hate, and then underneath it has a bat, the bat signal. Okay, so that means I hate. It says I hate Batman. So it really says I hate Batman, the Joker.
Well, that doesn't mean.
So is Batman the Joker?
Which run are we talking about here? Which book? No, you like with most things in your life, you're wrong about this.
Okay.
But anyway, so the greatest Christmas gift I can receive.
Okay.
I think.
Sure.
Of any of the gifts I've gotten this year, which is not many, because I've been naughty.
Wow! Now look who sounds so diminishing of the gifts he's received.
Well, I said I said I haven't received many. Yeah, what I have received.
I deserve more gifts.
I did receive last night a Batman figure from Mr. Andrew, the star of the podcast. Batman Dark Knight's Death Metal. It comes with a scythe and everything. It's pretty badass. So, some good gifts, Batman-centric gifts. The greatest gift I can get on top of that is exploring your hatred for this character. This fine corner of American literature, which is Batman.
You want to call it fine literature? Sure.
I will call it fine literature.
Well,
okay.
Anyone with a brain would disagree.
And anyone with taste would concede, Sebastian. So we've talked about Batman a lot on this podcast. Earlier in the year, you came in to talk about Batman Begins.
That is true.
The Christian Bale film.
My opinion has not changed.
And then last month, I had you with Brian here talking about
the Joker.
Right, the Joker. We talked about the Joker.
We did talk about the Joker.
Yes,
right?
we did.
Yes, we
did. I was dressed as the Joker.
That is right.
And then the following month, I had you come in to ideally talk about the Batman with Robert Pattinson. And as you can see, right next to you is my Mafex Batman figure of Robert Pattinson right here.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Sure.
Yes, it's wonderful. Now, before we talk about the film itself, as a Batman fan.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm great. I gotta ask you, as a Batman fan, what's your problem? Like, just what's your malfunction here?
My malfunction?
Yeah.
I don't have a malfunction.
Progress,
anti-progress?
Anti-progress.
That's not. No,
sir. I think that's what's going on.
Batman does not stand for progress.
No, he does.
No, he doesn't.
He clearly does.
No, he does not.
Because he's trying to change the system from within. He sees the
system.
From
within?
Yeah. He sees the system as it is. Okay? The police are corrupt. Crime is up and everything. There's poverty everywhere. So his solution is dressing up in a cape.
Look, let's start
off rooftops.
Let's start deconstructing this can of worms, okay? Okay? You just said it.
What?
Okay? The police are corrupt.
Yeah.
Why are they corrupt?
Because of the criminals.
Because of the criminals. Because they're being paid by the mafia and stuff, right?
That's right.
Who has more money? Bruce Wayne or the mafia?
I don't. That's a good question.
It is a great question.
Probably the mob.
You think the mob has more money than a billionaire?
Are we talking
about a fucking billionaire? Do you know how many? You know how many millions are in a billion? I know it sounds silly, but do you realize how many millions are in a billion?
You're getting unhinged. Okay. Here's specifically about Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Okay.
Because we're not going to go, well, in issue 475, Batman lost all his money, so he's part of the proletariat. No. we're not going there, okay?
Sure, okay.
We're going to talk specifically about the Pattinson Batman.
Okay.
Which is fair.
Sure.
Because
that is what we watched.
That's what we watched.
Unfortunately.
And it's also a very young rendition of the character. It's
young
kind of
in what sense?
Young in his career.
Okay.
So it's not like he has like years worth of lore to, dig through. We just have this film right now.
Isn't it like a couple years after he starts being Batman?
Yeah, it's a couple years, but it's not like we're arguing. Well, Kristen Bale did this and Ben Affleck did this. We're talking just about Robert Pattinson. We're talking about that Gotham. We're talking about that history.
Okay.
Well, so The Batman is a very socially relevant film, I think.
I think so, especially with, recent events
so, yeah, well,
that are to be celebrated. And for legal reasons, I will not mention which specific recent events.
Yahoo!
Perfect. Yes.
That's all that needs to be said. This isn't the Joker podcast. Called it.
What do you get? What do you get? You get what you fucking deserve.
Well, what's funny is in that Joker podcast, I told you guys, you and Brian, that I watched the Batman and the Joker as a double feature.
Oh.
Because both films, I think, complement each other pretty well.
Sure.
In terms of their, like I mentioned, social relevance, their political substance, and just kind of the aesthetics of how Gotham is portrayed in both. It's very dark, very dirty, crime-ridden, and everything.
Yeah.
And these colorful characters emerge through the violence found within not only the system but just the city as a whole.
Okay.
And everything. So when I ask you what your fucking problem is, it is in jest, but it is also a very serious question. What is your fucking problem here? Okay, Batman is doing right by the city. He's stopping these poor people from ruining this great city of ours. Okay.
I was about to take you seriously. And
they're causing havoc.
Okay.
Have you seen Gotham City? It's a mess.
It is.
It's a shithole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's disgusting.
Because of poor people.
Right. And the mob has more money. So what's Batman gonna do other than be Batman? Okay.
Oh my god. I don't even know.
Listen.
I don't even know how to begin tackling that. I don't know, man. That's a great question. That's a great fucking question.
I talk to really smart people, Sebastian. Okay.
I'm sure you do.
And so I know my stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's tackle one thing.
What first. A high level idea that you just passed.
Well, let's just get this first part out of the way.
Okay.
Do you really think that Batman, Bruce Wayne, has more money than an established mob that has been running the show for decades at this point? Like the police infrastructure, they establish in this film that it's everything that is being corrupted in Gotham City. So do you think that Bruce Wayne has enough money to combat that?
I think he would.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think even in this film, he's still part owner of Wayne Enterprises, isn't he? So he's still getting revenue from there. So it's not like he just has the 1 billion, which I don't even know how many billions he has. But like I said, there's 999 millions in a billion. Well, plus one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, he's a billionaire. If we assume he's a multi-billionaire, which he likely is, he definitely has more money than the mafia. And so,
Well, how much money do you think the mafia has?
I don't know. I don't think it has.
Because 100 million would be too low for the mafia.
I would think so too.
Yeah.
But I also don't think it would be in the billions.
You don't think so?
I have no I don't know how much.
I don't have access to their accounts.
I don't know how much, for example, fucking. What the cartels? I don't know how much money they have access to.
Well,
but it sure as hell is a drop in the bucket compared to, for example, Elon Musk. For example,
right?
Like, it's not even a comparison. So
Well, drugs are a very sustainable market.
They are.
You can make some money off that.
You can.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying that's a lot of money.
Sure.
It's nothing to put your nose up at.
I'm not putting my nose up at it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that, it's...
You are not giving the mob in this film their due credit.
People are still not the ones being elected into office.
Well, they demonstrate in this film that being in office is not enough. Until it is, because obviously Falcone gets killed and everything, and then the Riddler's plan comes into play.
But if being in office is such a point of contention that the mafia is somewhat plotting against it, because are they not plotting against the mayor? Did they just let the mayor do whatever they want?
Okay, let's say hypothetically.
Listen.
That ultimately Batman is doing more good than what you might describe as bad in this city, in Gotham, and people agree with that to the point where he has a bat signal. And if the cops are as corrupt as they are within this film, you need an outside agent to not only keep the dirty cops in check.
I don't wholly disagree, but I also don't fully agree either.
Okay.
Because
what's keeping you from agreeing?
Okay, so Batman is, let's put it this way, in terms of he is the benevolent billionaire.
Yeah.
Right? He is a philanthropic billionaire. He donates to cancer research and whatever, right?
Yes.
He is the exception to the rule. Then you get most of the other billionaires, right, who are just vying for power but his presence and the way he does things inspires other vigilantes to take up the mantle and inspires them to, act in their own way, because Batman acts independent. And so these people act independent. They work outside the justice, but they work in their own framework. And that leads to the Riddler killing people and trying to drown the entire city, because that's what he believes is justice. That's what he believes is needed. And he gets that from Batman. He gets that inspiration from Batman.
Well, it's interesting you say that when we all know that you agree with the Riddler's actions in this film. No, you do. You were cheering when shit was going down in the film, okay?
I was cheering when Batman was getting beat up.
When Batman took a 12 gauge to the chest, you're like,
yeah, baby.
Yes. So, but are you cheering when the Riddler goes down?
Oh yeah.
No.
Well, maybe not outwardly, but I'm enjoying the fact that the Riddler didn't succeed in his plans.
What keeps you from cheering for? Well, I'm sorry. What causes you to cheer for Batman's downfall and not the Riddler's? And I already know the answer to the question, but I want to hear you say it.
Well, the actual answer?
Yeah.
The real answer?
The real answer. I'm curious.
This is all just a fucking joke.
Well, okay. I'll tell you what I know to be your answer.
Okay.
Is that the reason you cheer for Batman getting fucked up by a shotgun, and you don't cheer when the Riddler goes down? You might be satisfied that, hey, the bad guy, quote unquote, went down, is because one grew up rich and the other didn't.
Oh wait, okay, sure, yeah. Yeah.
Eat the billionaires.
No, the reason I cheer when Batman gets beat up is because I know
Batman.
I know it
is
upsets
staring
you.
right at Sebastian as he's saying, "Hey, you be careful with that thing." That's
because
my boy right there.
I know it upsets you. And
it doesn't. It confounds me.
It confounds you.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm more curious as to what is your problem and what's wrong with you. You know what I mean? Because this is ultra leftism.
What's my
right now?
malfunction?
Yeah, because you know that Batman in all likelihood is
a Ned Good.
Well, I think I would consider him that, but probably definitely more progressive in his politics.
Well, I don't know that he's actually had politics as shown.
What expressly stated. I'm basing that off his actions.
And progressive in what sense?
Progressive in how he changes his outlook, especially by the end. He realizes that the extreme methods that he uses regarding violence is not going to solve the problem at all, and that it will take systematic change. You know, we kind of see this reflected by the mayor, like him grabbing the mayor's hand. You know what I mean? Like helping her out of the flood. You know what I mean? When you remember when he has the flare
I remember when everything's gone to shit. Yeah, but I mean. I wouldn't say that like
it's symbolic
you're
of
saying,
him.
You're saying he wouldn't have done that at the beginning of the film?
I'm saying that his mission is to punish the criminal element of Gotham, and by the end of it, in his arc, it's to save Gotham rather, and saving is more about helping people rather than violence.
I don't know that I see that throughout the film, but I do like that take.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'd have to watch the film again and try to see it from that point of view.
Well,
but
let's think about it. Let's use our thinking caps here.
Okay, sorry. Let me grab my brain.
Enough of this liberal logic.
Sure.
When Batman of all people says, "I need to become something more than vengeance. I need to become hope."
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
What do you think about that idea?
That's a good point.
It's a good, but like in terms of a character you despise, like Batman, right?
Sure.
A character that. Let me just make. Yep. Okay, we're still recording. A character like Batman who is
still recording. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still recording. Yeah.
Sorry, we're still recording.
We are.
Okay.
No.
Continue. Please.
Please. A character that you despise.
Just want to make sure that we're still recording.
A character that you are overtly critical of, as Batman is,
sure,
because of his violent tendencies.
That's not why I'm critical of him.
Well, you bring up the fact that he beats up homeless people.
Because he's a fucking billionaire.
Well, okay.
Well, and
violence
also
inherent of the system.
Also, yes, but like I joke that he beats up homeless people. He's not actually like, like at least in this film, he's not going around beating homeless people. At least in this film,
they could have been homeless.
But he's mostly chasing after the mafia. The thing that upsets me is that Batman is not just Batman. He's also Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne can enact more change through his money and his power as an oligarch. Instead of dressing up in spandex to have vengeance.
Well, here's the question, right? By the end of the film, he realizes he can't be vengeance.
Right.
And he has to become something else.
Okay.
Like I mentioned, hope.
Sure.
What do you think about that? Regarding a character that you are so critical of?
I mean, I love some character. I love some character growth.
Right.
I love to see it.
Right.
Love to see it. Now I want to actually see him put his fucking money to actual good use instead of like dressing up in spandex and building expensive cars and motorcycles.
But then he's not Batman anymore.
Well, maybe he doesn't need to be Batman.
Well, I say that he does need to be Batman.
You think he does need to be Batman?
I think he is Batman.
What does Batman as hope look like, as opposed to Batman being vengeance?
I think, well, okay, if you're asking me...
And I know this is probably going to be explained for like in the second film.
Sure, yeah.
But like, what would a Batman that is hope, representative of hope instead of vengeance and fear, look like?
I think what that would look like is him taking, first of all, if we're looking at his character, opening up more to the point where he can let more people in.
What does that mean?
It mean he's
let them into the Batcave. I don't know what you're talking about.
Open up as a person. Like he's a very closed off individual. He's very isolated at this point in his life. He is very
How do you
disturbed.
Expect Batman to remain? Okay, because we're talking about Batman.
Yes.
How do you expect Batman to be open to people without revealing his identity?
What I mean by that is, first of all, the people in his life. What I mean. People like Alfred. Ideally, someone like a Robin, a Dick Grayson who can kind of be there as that balance. That's what I think of when it comes to Batman. Being Batman, but also becoming
Hope. I'm sorry, I just don't see it because you're.
What do you mean? What don't you see?
Well, there's no one Batman's gonna open up to. Like, if Batman opens up to a Robin, he's opening up as Bruce will. And a Robin is just gonna be another mini Batman. So you're just gonna have Batman and mini Batman.
Well, mini Batman is a stretch.
I just want to know. I just want to know, like, systematically speaking, right? Like mechanically speaking, how does Batman Hope differ from Batman Vengeance?
Batman Hope is more focused on the people he's trying to save, rather than the criminals he's going to war against.
And how does that look like?
What it means is, well, first
Not
of all,
what it means. How does that look like?
I think what it is Bruce Wayne. First of all, I think what it is him becoming more of the Bruce Wayne that we know. Because in this film, he's more focused on being Batman, and he doesn't have. They show that he doesn't talk to Wayne Enterprise. He's very isolated and everything.
Sure.
He has to create that alter ego of the philanthropist. So I think that's what that is, of like being out there in the public eye, bitches, money,
but that's
charity.
But events. That's not Batman promoting hope. That is Bruce Wayne promoting oligarchy.
Well, philanthropy.
Whatever you know, whatever you want to call it. Well, you know, in the
how is it promoting oligarchy?
Well, you just said it. You know, talking to Wayne Enterprises and promoting.
But that's where his money is.
Well, that is where his money is. But you know, that's not Batman being hope. That's okay. Let's say philanthropy, right? Yeah. Let's say he starts putting his money to good use. That is not Batman being hope.
Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly how Batman is going to be hope. Justice League. When he meets up with Superman, all right? If that's what you want for Batman to be hope, what I'm telling you is... I told you what Batman is hope is. It's Batman with a partner, with Robin.
How does that look like? When he goes out into the street...
He'll have someone to keep him honest from going over the edge.
Going over the edge of what? He's still going up and beating up criminals, is he not?
Yes, he
and
is,
so
but he's not fucking them up the same way.
What's the fucking difference?
The difference is, you remember in the third act when he took the adrenaline, and he was like slamming that fool, like he was not Batman anymore.
At the end.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah, he was like destroying that fool. He was not Batman in that moment.
What is the fucking difference?
He was vengeance. That's the difference is his mission.
So hope is beating someone up unconscious, but vengeance is beating them up a little bit more unconscious, giving them like permanent brain damage. No. Is that the difference?
No, the difference is the brain damage is a big difference. Okay, crippling a dude is very different than just knocking him out.
Sure,
that's number one.
Okay,
number two, if you have someone,
how does that give hope?
Okay, I'm gonna rob you. Okay, we're gonna go outside. I'm gonna rob you, and if a dude stops me from robbing you, are you gonna have and doesn't like kill me or anything, or fuck me up entirely, but just like puts me out of commission, right? And saves you and asks, hey, are you okay? Is that going to give you more faith in humanity or less?
I guess more.
Well, there you go.
Okay, that's a good example.
Right, exactly. Okay. Because you were in it. Yeah. See, this is what the woke mob wants from us, okay? They don't want us to be safe.
Who's we? You know, when you say we in this scenario, you're the robber who was trying to rob me. You motherfucker.
They want to take away our guns. That's what this all comes down to. Oh my god.
You know, what the fuck?
What the fuck is right to you? Okay,
no.
You're too focused on Joaquin Phoenix and shit. And I've let that go.
Okay.
You're too focused on society and real life.
Is that not what we're talking about? We're talking about the society of Gotham and Batman.
I know, but you can't see reason.
You haven't given me a good reason.
I give you.
You just gave me a decent example.
The Justice League, Robin.
But none of that tells me.
That's Batman is
none hope. Of that tells. See, this is how I know you failed English. None of that tells me how Batman is going to give hope to people. Now, you just gave me a good example.
You an example.
You gave me a good example. Right. What else?
What else do you need than that? Batman at his very best is someone who helps people.
Okay.
So what more do you want from that?
So when Batman is helping people,
right?
Is Batman going to stop chasing after the mafia and instead punch unconscious some a petty crime person in the middle of the
why
street.
why would he stop going after the mob?
Well, because I don't follow. How is not beating, like, the mob is in the shadows anyways.
Yeah.
So the people are not gonna say, "Oh wow, he didn't kill
all,
person who gave my little cousin cocaine. He gives me
Batman
hope."
doesn't kill anyway.
I know.
And we see this in the film of how he's giving hope to people in the very not the very last scene, but one of the last scenes where he's
leading people out.
And then after, when he's carrying this woman to one of the I don't know if it's a National Guard or whatever, but one of the helicopters, and you see the people looking up to him as he's taking this person who's wounded to help.
Yeah, okay, sure. But that's not any different from. Well, I guess you would be then saying that he wouldn't have done something like that at the beginning of the film.
Right.
You were saying
I don't think he would.
You didn't think he would have taken the time to help people at the beginning of the film.
I think his perspective was different on what helping people was. Because if he did help that dude in the first fight scene in the subway where he fought all those guys,
but he was terrified of them.
Right, exactly.
Interesting.
Right.
Okay. Interesting point.
Wait, let me put this in a way that your woke mind might understand.
My little liberal brain.
Your little liberal brain. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard of this little thing called libertarianism?
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay.
Okay.
Batman is the ultimate libertarian.
Yeah.
And he's awesome because of it.
Okay.
Okay. It saves Gotham. Did soft penis wokeness save Gotham? Or did libertarianism? Which one did? Did capitalism win the day? Or did socialism, Sebastian?
I mean, capitalism didn't save the day. Because
it did.
Bruce Wayne did not put his money to help people like he should have.
Well, he did technically by investing in the in the Batmobile, the gadgets, his suit. He couldn't have saved the day without all that shit.
You can't even say this with a straight face.
But it's true, though.
You can't say this with a straight face.
He invested money into his equipment.
How about he insteads in infrastructure and passing good legislation?
Hey, well, you know what?
Lobbying
he could build
is a thing.
a wall.
Lobbying is a thing. Lobbying is a thing. Unfortunately, lobbying is a thing. If he wants to work within that framework, he could easily get shit done.
You're the Riddler. That's what this comes down to, is that you're the Riddler.
Woohoo!
Let's go. I swear to God, while we were watching this film, you were when we were watching the film, you were cheering whenever the Riddler, whenever his plan came, when he blew up the head of that DA, that dirty
I did not
DA,
cheer for that.
The commissioner.
I didn't.
Who else?
Well, the commissioner had it coming.
Alfred.
I did not cheer when Alfred got like got. No, I did not.
Why not?
Because I'm not.
Because he's the servant class.
Yes. Yes.
But you don't see Batman as the servant class.
In what way is he the servant class?
He's serving the people of God.
He's beating up homeless people by dressing in spandex.
That's a great public service, if you ask me. It'll teach him.
Okay, I see your point. When you put Batman in this light, I am interested, to say the least, how they portray him in the upcoming film. Yeah. So I may actually watch it while it's in. Well, I'll just watch it. I won't say when. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Whenever I get a chance to watch it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Not something I would have done originally, right? I don't go out of my way to watch superhero films.
Right.
Now, in terms of the movie itself,
yes,
this movie was mediocre.
Why would you say that?
I brought it up multiple times during the film. I don't remember the exact details, but I do remember thinking, a lot of the exposition a lot of the things didn't make sense. I felt like there were a lot of plot holes. I don't recall any specifics now, but I did bring them up while we were watching the film. And I remember saying, like, where did this come from? This doesn't make any sense. Really?
You brought these elements up during the film before they were explained.
No, because I still had the same questions after the film ended, and I didn't know when anything, like...
You were too busy thinking about the plot holes to see when they were explained. Okay?
Wouldn't that make me more attentive to when the plot holes were explained?
I have something to bring up during podcast.
You know, a good film, okay, wouldn't have had me thinking about plot holes, okay, in the first place, okay?
Well, you know why you did that? Is because you're...
And a film like that, you wanna hear a film that doesn't do that?
What?
That's a great film. Star Wars Holiday Special. The Room. Okay.
Well, yeah, the last thing I'm thinking about are plot holes when watching The Room. That's the last thing I'm thinking.
But yeah, no, honestly, it was a mid movie. By like fair state, like I'm not even shitting you. Like it was okay. Like it was entertaining, but it had a lot of it left a lot to be desired of for me.
Well, it's interesting that you say that.
Like I genuinely think in terms of like if we're comparing, I genuinely think that the who was the Dark Knight, the one who had like the 3 movies.
Oh, the Christopher Nolan
trilogy. I think so. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Those movies are, at least the first one, they're objectively better than
I agree with that. I like Batman Begins more than The Batman.
Yeah.
Even though I do like the Batman quite a bit.
Just in terms of like the cinematic aspect itself, like the movie making.
Well, you know, I agree. Oh my God, something's coming up. I think it's this.
Drink some water?
No, it's this.
Is it a burning in your chest?
No, it's not a burning. It's a...
Is it a cock in your chest?
It's me dealing with your nonsense.
Oh, God. Okay. So it's a cock in your chest.
It's a cock. This is probably right below Batman Begins for me in terms of my ranking of Batman films.
Sure.
I do like the Batman a lot. I like Robert Pattinson's portrayal of the character quite a bit. I think he plays a very interesting version of the character. And at least, I mean, you know, whether you agree with the politics or not, or how it all played out, at least they went in that direction. You know, previous films have dealt with, you know, the political aspect, including Batman Begins, which we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But this one really does hone in on specific examples that we can find today. We can always find within society, but especially right now, you know, in terms of like with dealing with elections, corruption within the elections, the political discourse. I mean, there's the whole thing with the Riddler having his following, you know, online on pretty much 4chan. You know
I mean? That's one of the things.
Yeah,
everybody knew about the plan. Like this is one of the plot holes. Like everybody that followed the Riddler knew the plan.
Yeah,
and yet Batman and the police couldn't figure it out.
Well, that's one thing I will agree with, is that Batman's detective skill is very
beyond
novice.
Detective skills. Like this required a code, and if he was streaming this information out into the internet, why didn't they have access to it? And why didn't, like, you know, somehow those people should have had the key code to enter the video, because the supposedly the video was behind an encrypted software.
Yeah, like,
right.
Well, it's definitely
required
like
a key
on the black web.
It required a key.
Like that.
But like if you're uploading things to social media, that's gonna leave a digital print. But okay, I'm not even gonna get into that. The point is, all the followers of the Riddler were able to somehow get the key in a way that was accessible to them, to like the general schlop. Because I mean, I don't think you can say that the people who were like following or like cheering on the Riddler were anywhere near as, like, I guess, intelligent as the Riddler, right?
Well, it probably wasn't as intricate as one of his real riddles. It was probably just something that Batman, like a hacker could find.
Batman couldn't even... Okay, but like...
But you have to know about it to find it.
Well, exactly.
Right.
So how does that come to be?
Well, I mean...
When it was hidden.
He didn't... Well, yeah, it was hidden.
Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in the videos. It wasn't... If it wasn't in the videos that they had seen before, that the Riddler had uploaded before... which they had seen, how did they know about it? You know what I'm saying?
I think
it doesn't make sense.
I think it's one of these things that it's like...
It's a plot hole.
I mean, you could consider it a plot hole.
Oh, what else can you consider
there's a Riddler Time comic. Well, I mean, it's just something that you can kind of leave ambiguous. You know, it's like similar to the Dark Knight Rises where, you know, wait, hold on a second. It's similar to the Dark Knight Rises where it's like, did I really need to see how Batman got back to Gotham? The point is, he's back at Gotham City. With this, the Riddler needed followers. There are internet savvy people in real life that figure this like black web shit out.
But like that's just like that's the thing. Sure, you wanna talk about like it's a necessity, but it's still like it wasn't done well.
Well,
and
I mean,
as a film,
it depends on how you
like
look
in terms of like the script and how the film was edited, and because maybe there was a scene where they did explain that, and then they just took it out. But the final product didn't have it, and that reduces the quality of the movie because then that is a plot hole. Plot holes. I don't know if it's a intrinsically. Plot hole.
It's like asking, okay, where do the stormtroopers all come from in Star Wars? You know, like you can, and then they tried to explain it in the fucking prequels, and then it made even less sense than it does in the original trilogy. It's just like he has followers. You know, Darth Vader just has an army.
No.
Yes.
No.
They are there. You know, I mean, it's as simple as like, hey, they're recruited.
You can leave it ambiguous with Star Wars because it is already like the Empire is, by the time the film begins, the Empire is already well established. Is it not?
Yeah, but so is the Riddler in this film.
No.
The first scene is with the Riddler.
Not the final plan. Not the final plan that all his cronies, his goons know about, but they don't know, but anyone else doesn't know about.
Who's anyone else? The audience?
The audience, Batman,
it's a
the
reveal.
police.
It's of course not. Why would they know? It's a
but the goons
reveal
know
in the movie.
So
they know because they're in on it.
Because they watched the final video.
Okay.
They watched the last upload.
I'm going to bring up. Oh, Miles is calling me. Hey, Miles, why don't you just come on up? Okay. All right. We'll see you in a second. Come on in. All right. That's crazy. That's insane. That's insane.
It's not.
No, it is, because in your world, you are. I mean, talk about a God complex. You think you're omniscient and that you know everything.
That is not.
That's look, what you're saying.
Stop trying to derail the conversation.
No, I'm not. Okay. Well, there's some hand sanitizer there.
I think I've been raising my voice a little much.
Well, that's because you're losing.
I'm not losing.
But anyway, as I was saying,
what were we on about? How you were completely losing this argument?
I'm not losing the argument because you're saying that the film has a plot hole because it doesn't explain everything to the minute detail when it doesn't need to.
I don't think it's about... I think it's about some things don't make sense. It doesn't need to explain it, but it needs to make sense, right? I don't need to see how Batman takes his suit off to shit if he has to shit in the middle of his shift, okay? But it needs to make sense. Okay, they're not gonna.
Well, what doesn't make sense about the Riddler's goons? Because the Riddler is going to have
aware of the plans. That they were aware of the plans, but the plans were only stated in the final uploaded video, which was behind an inscription key, which they weren't able to figure out until they looked under the carpet of the Riddler. So they weren't.
We don't know if that was where, like, the only place that those plans were held.
Okay, well, it doesn't make sense.
Well, and by the way, he didn't. The plans weren't about the bombs. He tells in the video that those bombs are there.
Yes,
right. But his followers don't have anything to do with the bombs.
Okay, there you go. Then that's just more plot holes.
No, it's not.
There's no for a film that introduces the rise of a villain. There's no introduction as to how that villain is actually getting, like, the whole point of. At least, okay, fair enough. He has his followers, right? He has his goons. But the only way that they show his followers in the film is through his viewers online.
And then in the third act, when they shoot up the
You are
place.
to assume that the people watching watching his videos and supporting him are the same as the... Okay, then how did they get the instructions?
Because he explains it in the video. He tells them what to do, and they show the chat.
Okay, yes,
they show the chat.
They show the chat. But like, it doesn't. Okay, this is starting to become a circular conversation.
What's missing?
Because I just fucking told you what's missing, and now you're just being like, "Oh."
What it sounds like is that you want
the instructions were on the final video. The instructions were on
Sebastian,
the final video.
I'm surprised you're saying all this when you are definitely following his account on the dark web. Okay, you are definitely one of his followers.
Why
so I don't know what
you're taking this seriously. Why am I still trying to take this seriously?
This is ridiculous.
Look, the film is full of plot holes.
This Batman film, this Batman hate is insane.
The film itself is full of plot holes. It is inherently not a, it does not deserve an Oscar in terms of like the screenwriting, in terms of like the directing, in terms of the directing. The what?
It didn't get either.
Yeah. In terms of like, in terms of editing, it was a good film, but it had a lot of shortcomings. It's not Parasite. It's not Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's not Joker. It's not. It's just. It's a good film. It's not great. It's okay, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be like this. Shattering new absolute cinema.
But it is.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Look at, you've been saying this to the Mayfex figure, and it's unfortunate because he's so good from such a dope ass film. Listen, I don't think the film's perfect either. I think it has plenty of shortcomings also, but
yes,
it's not.
Well,
I know.
I said,
you're saying it's mid,
the film.
but you're very angry while saying it. It's your liberal
because
anger.
You're frustrated.
It's the woke
You got
mob.
me up to here. Okay. Listen.
I am the Riddler. I am the Rizzler.
Yeah.
Batgirl.
Catwoman?
Oh, God.
You know what another word for cat is? Yeah.
Oh, my God. Poor Miles is just here watching this. It's the prankster himself. Well, that's wonderful, Sebastian. You drink some water.
You're welcome for my glorious insight.
I don't know why you're losing your mind. Maybe that's the sign of you losing the debate.
Sure.
It's interesting.
Sure. It's totally not, because you keep contradicting yourself and going around in circles.
I'm not at all. I'm telling you why this movie works.
They weren't in the final video. The instructions were in the final video.
No, I didn't say that. I said that.
You did.
You're talking about the carpet, and the way you're framing it is like, oh yeah, they all came over to look under his fucking carpet to know the plan. That's
exactly.
Not what,
it doesn't make sense.
They didn't have to.
I know they didn't. I know they didn't.
They
because
didn't
it
have
doesn't
to,
make
though.
sense.
That's not the plan. That's where the bombs are. What's wrong with you?
Where did they find the inscription to log into the video?
I don't know.
It was in the film. Where does Batman find the passkey to enter the video?
It's a web. It's on the.
Where
thumb
does
drive.
Batman? Okay. Not on the thumb drive.
Well, no, that was the.
It was underneath the carpet. He puts it together. He figures out the inscription for the final video when he lifts the carpet and he sees the plans and he sees the writing on the floor.
So you're saying that's the only place that passcode could have been, under the floor?
It wasn't. How did the other people? Because Batman watched all the videos that all the goons did, right? Because he did his research.
Right.
Okay. If the passcode was somewhere else, how did they get access to it but not Batman? How were they able to put it together but not Batman? It would imply that all these goons somehow outsmarted Batman. When in the whole film, Batman is going toe-to-toe with the Riddler.
Well, he's not going toe-to-toe with the Riddler. He's
not
barely,
until the end.
He's barely catching up with the Riddler. He's barely catching up. Even the Riddler says. No, that's my thing about this film is that he's very much... He's starting out his career. I know he's 2 years in, but the detective work is very, I think, novice in this. There's that scene where he gets L for La mixed up for La Rata and El Rata.
That's fair.
Fair. I think like I mentioned, there are some shortcomings, but I don't think that's one of them.
Well, it's a plot hole.
Well,
You just don't want to call it a plot hole.
Well, I wouldn't call it a plot hole because I don't consider it one.
You don't want to lose this debate.
No, it's not
I have defeated you with facts and logic. You filthy liberal. I've changed your mind.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess
now I'm coming for your rights.
So you just claim to be conservative.
You saw me with the MAGA hat on.
Latinos for Trump.
Oh, God.
Riddlers
They're
for
so
Trump.
fucking stupid.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up because Miles looks sad.
He looks sad, as he should be.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. It's good to be back. Sebastian, thank you for having a spirited conversation.
You're most welcome.
Regarding the Batman.
I have graced you with my presence, and for that, you are welcome.
I have used facts and logic on this podcast. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening.
Bye-bye.
Before I go, I want to mention.
Bye-bye.
I want to mention that we do have a Kickstarter open for our next short film, Poncho, which Mr. Miles has graciously donated to. Thank you, Miles. You will get your reward.
There's
soon.
a Kickstarter?
There is a Kickstarter.
Goddamn. Well,
and it is.
Hot diggity.
Let us get the money. Please donate whatever you can. That would be very gracious of you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one. Stay safe and goodbye.
Goodbye.